To your forum videos, I'm your host Natalie Rydström. This weekend sees the playoffs in the Super 15 rugby competition, with 4 teams competing for the right to play in the semi-finals next week. Joining us now to preview this weekend's playoffs from a betting perspective is sports writer Richard O'Hagan. Richard, welcome to the show.
Hi Natalie.
Now firstly, what is the current state of play in the competition and how did last week's results alter that?
Well, the current state of play is 6 teams have qualified for the playoffs. The top 2 teams from the league season, they don't play this weekend. That is the Waikato Chiefs from New Zealand and the Blue Bulls from South Africa. What changed last weekend was that the Bulls, who led the league stage virtually the whole way through, lost rather surprisingly, allowed the Chiefs to jump above them in the table. That means the Chiefs have the easy run in now to the final. It means that if they make the final, they'll play all their playoff games at home, which is great, particularly for the team in New Zealand, because the time gap from them to South Africa is so much better than for an Australian team. So real advantage for them, slight disadvantage for the Blues. Then we have the other 4 teams who are playing off this weekend for the right to play those 2 teams in what are effectively the semi-finals for the tournament. So it's going to be another great weekend. We've got the Canterbury Crusaders against the Queensland Reds, and then on Sunday we're going to see a real humdinger between the ACT Brumbies and the Cheetahs.
Okay, and where's the value in either of those games?
Well, the value is very definitely looking away from the actual win market, because the market heavily favours the 2 home teams, that is Canterbury Crusaders and the ACT Brumbies, to win, and with good reason, because they're both on paper stronger than their opponents. In fact, the Crusaders are the most experienced of all the Super 15 sides at this stage of the competition, and they're going to have Richie McCaw, the New Zealand captain, back in their ranks as well, which is going to make a huge difference. So instead, I'd be looking in that particular game, the Saturday game, for the Reds to take a lead by half-time and be beaten at full-time, because that's how Crusaders games go sometimes. They like to sit back, absorb the pressure, they don't worry about going behind, and then they come blasting past you at the end. In the other game, the Cheetahs, they know they're going to have to go very hard to beat the Brumbies. Brumbies were the first team to beat the British Lions on their recent tour of Australia. They were absolutely flying as the top Australian team, and then they got their 2 bye weeks. You get 2 bye weeks in the league season. They had them come up back-to-back, lost all their momentum, lost their last game to the Western Force, who are the worst of the Australian sides. They're going to be frothing at the mouth. They are going to be mad Brumbies. Brumbies are wild horses. And so Chiefs are going to go hard. So back the first scoring play to be a Cheetahs penalty, because they're going to have to really, really attack from the outset, and I can see them forcing a penalty just to start scoring off. I don't think they'll win, but that's where your value is.
Okay, and who do you think will be the outright winner?
You're going to find it hard to look past the Chiefs now. It's literally theirs to lose. They have to make a real mess of their semi-final and go out at that stage, because otherwise they've got 2 home games, time difference massively in their favour. Not going to be easy for anybody else to beat them. And they're actually quite good odds, because people still think the Blues have got a chance. So I think you can actually make some money there as well.
Okay, wonderful. Richard, thanks for joining us.